So even with lines, I can cross the line. That's going too far. But, it's just an axe handle. And you could almost leave it with this octagonalish edges, but they'll get knocked down eventually. But for right now, while the head is being fit, it's easy to hang on to the handle. So you can see where it's not touching here. Lost my head. Okay. This is just starting to fit. There's the classic whack the end. Well, before you go that too far, you need a way to get this off after you've driven it on. And let's see. If you go knocking a sharp edge like this, you're likely to shear off a sliver. It'll fracture right off. But you can reduce that. By taking those corners off. Doesn't have to be pretty. So that little chamfer, if you smack on the edge of this, there's more shear in toward the handle than there is on the outer edge. And so now all my force will be applied at least in the depth of the chamfer to the handle, and it'll be stronger. The other thing about, like, even though I have a sawmill sitting right over there, the thing I like about rived handles, I was making a handle one time, and I was clunking the end of it here, driving the head on, and it literally sheared almost longitudinally. Probably poor selection of stock, but even still, the grain was going the other way. I have never had one that's been rived shear like that. That non-contact area, I'm going to pencil out the contact or the non-contact area, and I'm not going to shave there, but I'll slip this down, leaving this, but taking wood. The other thing is I need this excess. I can't take the thickness off in this direction here because I need that space. The handle will get too small. It runs out, and the eye, this is the maximum width of the eye. So I have about an 1.25 inches or so to go. And as this comes down, I'll slender it in only where it needs to. But anyway, so I'm just going to remove, keeping this, but remove a little more wood in here. And then test fit it again. I've got it going, and I've put a pencil mark. I'm going to give it a few more knocks to see if that pencil mark disappears. Actually, I'll put a reference out a little further out. Now, isn't that a sweetie? Right, it's actually another wedge head. I'm not going to hit it any more than that. That's pretty close. Oh, well, it went a little more, but I'm okay with how it's going. There's probably a mark on there. I'm going to give it a full pencil piece all the way around. And now to make what I don't have, I've always clunk, 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 and that's really getting old. So I'm going to make a slot that'll hold this, and a drift